Next up in front of the hanging committee was Blankson Hemans. Anne studied fine art in her native Ghana, but when she came to England in the 1980s, her own art practice took a back seat as she strove to pay the bills. When she was made redundant nearly 10 years ago, she moved a step closer to art, setting up a fine art printing business.
Yeah, it went well at the beginning, but towards the end, it kind of took a bit of a dive. And the art has always been the passion, so I came back to it.
Are you full-time? Are you making ends meet? Are the bills being paid?
Not an art at the moment. I'd love to. I made the decision last year that I'd like to start up as a full-time artist, to actually make a living from my art.
You need 2 yeses.
Yep.
Then hopefully, your art may be sold.
Thanks, Chris.
And hopefully it's all smiles when you come back.
Thank you.
Anne's now relying on making a living from her art, and what the judges don't know is that her home is in danger of being repossessed. Getting through to the exhibition could help turn the corner for her. But will the judges think her oil painting of a fish market is good enough?
Anne, welcome to the Hanging Committee.
Thank
Would
you.
you like to tell us about your painting?
This painting is called Harbour Market at Elmina 2, which means it's the second of a series that I've done, the third one being one that hasn't happened yet. But it's based on a fishing village in my country, Ghana, where I was born. And I find it such an energetic, vibrant, busy place. I can sit there all day, just drawing, sketching, photographing.
Can you give us a valuation of your work?
I put this one at about £1,500. Yeah.
Do you mind if we have a closer look?
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Thank you.
Anne clearly loves this vibrant fishing village. But has she brought it to life in her painting? And will the judges connect with it?
You said that you sketched and took photographs and then compose a picture from all your sketches and photographs?
That's right. Sometimes I want a long panoramic picture of the fishermen pulling in the nets, so I'll wait for that kind of scene. But, you'll find that if you take 2 or 3 different shots, you'll find somebody that's really sort of pulling away, and, you'll take the boat of one, the man in the other, and the rope in the other, for example, and then put them all together.
Why choose red as a background? Is that just because it happens to feel right for you, or is it to do with a sort of ochre-y, dusty ground of that region?
I think red, and generally any bright colour, comes from my background. I grew up in Africa. It's always sunny, it's always hot, it's always energetic.
I think the way it's painted is so controlled in terms of being able to leave that red edge on every single figure. It somehow takes a little bit of life away from it. But
absolutely, well
you
said,
do it
yes.
so well. That's why I feel really torn by that.
The process that you work with, i.e. taking figures and putting them in here, prevents it from being vivacious.
It is, but in a sense, that's what's happening. That if you can imagine that you're in a place where it's moving, it's really, really fast moving.
I guess that's the thing, we're not getting that.
Capturing the energy and life of the scene is exactly what Anne's tried to do, but the judges don't seem convinced she's pulled it off.
I mean, I have got a problem with the top third of the painting, the background itself. It looks like a billboard. It bears no real relation to the real action in the front. Well, effectively, it's a lot of studies, very, very good studies, in my opinion, but studies nonetheless of people doing things, actions, strong actions, looking a certain way. So you have individual life, and that makes a lot of sense, but it doesn't necessarily gel together as a working composition.
People go, oh gosh, that's like a photograph, and sometimes I take it as a compliment, but sometimes not, because the idea is not to sort of to copy a photograph.
Anne's come in for some criticism there, but is she still in with a chance?
I think it's a vibrant picture. The technique is competent. Emotional involvement, I'm not sure that's an appropriate term in this case.
There is something in the way you control the paint so much that you can't help but lose something more vital from the actual figures. It's such a busy, vibrant, exciting scene. It's just not communicating that kind of excitement to me.
Are Anne's chances of going through slipping away.
I think as far as an artist selling her work goes, I see no reason why you wouldn't sell this and the next one and the next one and the next one. It's very, very pleasing. But whether it's going to be the right thing for our exhibition art is another matter.
This is the moment of truth for Anne. She has to make a living from her art, and going through to the exhibition could bring in some much-needed cash.
It has failings, and it's tourist art. But yeah, I think it's okay.
Thank you. I just don't feel what you feel. Just a no from me. Sorry.
I'm very much on the cusp, and I could go either way. It does have a lot of energy. It's very controlled. I think I'm going to say yes.
Well, that vote was on a knife edge, but Anne's through, and if she manages to sell, it could help patch up her rocky finances.
Well, I know I was outvoted, but I'm not wholly sad, I have to say.
There's something about it.
The Mall Galleries, London, and Anne's market scene cut a colourful dash on the walls here. The public, gallery owners, art dealers and collectors were all invited, and Anne worked hard to net a sale for her fishing scene.
Well, I'd like to meet gallery owners, anybody who's interested in buying art. I'd like to do this full-time, so if I can meet a gallery, you know, that will sort of take my works on a regular basis, or somebody who would be interested in collecting, you know, that would be perfect, yeah.
The public were invited to make sealed bids to an independent agent who would take a 10% commission on sales. The results of the bidding were placed in a sealed envelope to be revealed to the artist and the public on the final day of the exhibition. Not even I knew what the bids were until I opened the envelope.
You had a massive smile on your face last night. You looked as if you were having a ball.
I was just loving it. It was fantastic. I really was. I had a good time.
Did you meet gallery owners, people with a bit of cash?
I didn't sort of want to tie up their pockets too much, you know, but yes, I did meet a few gallery owners.
I like to hear it. Now, in this envelope, we're going to find out exactly what went on last night, whether you sold this piece that you love.
I love it. I really do. Yeah.
How much did you want for this?
I put it up for £1,500.
£1,500?
That's right, yeah.
Okay.
It's been hanging in her house. So
has it been in your house?
Yes.
So have you got a big space in your house now where this used to be?
Yeah, she gave me something else, not quite.
No, not quite up like this, okay. Right, £1,500 seems a fair price, doesn't it? Okay, so Anne, let's find out exactly what happened last night. Deep breath. I see your sister.
Really holding my breath.
Okay, here we go. So, you wanted £1,500, Anne. You didn't get any offers, I'm afraid.
No offers, oh.
Which,
that's a shame.
we're flabbergasted.
Yeah.
But the great news is you can have it back at your house.
I'd rather she had the 1,500.
Yeah, I bet. Well, Anna, it's been a real pleasure to meet you, and I'm sorry it didn't sell, but congratulations,
Thank
you
you,
made
Chris,
it through to our exhibition. Give her a round of applause.
Thanks.
Lovely to meet you. I'm sorry about that.
Despite not selling, the latest news is that following the exhibition, Anne was successfully signed to an online gallery.